Why does bottoming get easier over time? Now, before the toxic crowd come running into the comments to call people loose or ran through, you may actually find this educational. The anal sphincter is the muscle that surrounds the first inch or two of the inside of your butt. And like any muscle, it can be trained and gradually stretched. Like learning to do the splits, for example, if you gradually and gently stretch every day, over time you'll be able to do something that previously would have caused you a lot of pain. The exact same applies to bottoming. The muscles learn to adapt better and accommodate more. You also have two anal sphincters, an internal and an external. The primary measurement for the internal sphincter is its resting tone, how tight it is at resting, and the measurement for the external sphincter is its squeeze tone, which is how tight you can make it by actively squeezing it. When you bottom more often, the resting tone of the internal sphincter can be reduced, which is why that initial entry may become easier over time, which is when toxic tops that know nothing about the anatomy of the butt will call people loose. But the resting tone of the internal sphincter is significantly tighter than it needs to be for you to remain continent. So even with a slightly reduced resting tone, it will still function completely normally. So no, you're not loose or at risk of shitting yourself. It's just easier, more comfortable and enjoyable to take it. Plus, through Kegel exercises, you can actually strengthen the squeeze tone of the external sphincter, which means you're able to voluntarily control the tightness even more, if you know what I mean. Finally, you may just be less anxious. Bottoming can be daunting, especially the first few times. When you're anxious or nervous, your body can enter fight or flight, which can cause the pelvic floor muscles to involuntarily tighten, including the internal sphincter. If you bottom more often and become less nervous for the act itself, helping you relax, then your sphincter relaxes too. The biggest risk to your butt isn't from bottoming, it's from doing it wrong, such as using excessive force and friction and not using enough lube. So if you just make sure that you're gentle, patient, and use plenty of lube, then in time, you'll be taking it like a champ.